So welcome back, family. This is Lo, and today we are doing a channel message. Well, we are doing a trans channel of Martin Luther King. He is, y'all, he has been on my ass for the last year and a half about doing these channelings, and I'm not even gonna lie, like, I'm from Atlanta, okay? Like, to me, he is just like that nigga, okay? Like, respect it, but you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that was a lot for me to take in and like get my shit together to be like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. But he has been on my shit and on my case. So here we are again together, okay? He is gonna be coming through to give some messages. Now, the last time we did a kind of preemptive message and I released that on Martin Luther King Day, and that was our first time doing a trans channel. So we're gonna be doing another one again tonight, and I hope that what comes through is something that you need to hear that resonates with you or that activates something in you. I do feel in his energy that what is going to be said tonight is going to be a lot different from what was said previous. So I want you to understand that when we are working with elevated ancestors, and that is what I think of Martin to be, is an elevated ancestor. He's telling me to drink water. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me get some water, y'all. Thirsty. All right. So when we are talking about working with elevated ancestors, okay, this is something that he is bringing forward within my consciousness and within this channel right now. So I don't have a ton of like experienced information or wisdom for y'all, but I have the information that I have, and that's what y'all gonna get. Okay, so the elevated ancestors are a part of a lineage within a given community. Okay, now the elevated ancestors are ancestors that have come and they have lived a life that strictly impacted a large collective, whether that is very niche sect of people, an entire type of people, an entire culture, a liberation movement, whatever they did, okay, they represent something. And we could think of those as saints, we could think of those as activists, we can think of those as change makers, right? People who made a hard and fast stamp on humanity at some point in our history, and they are the pivotal points. These people are called elevated ancestors, and eventually over time these elevated ancestors are exalted, and then we call them the ancient ancestors. An ancient ancestor that we could think of would maybe be like Jesus or Shango, right? We could think of an entity such as Lao Tzu, which was probably a couple different people, Gandhi. We can think of just Buddha, right? Different beings who came onto the planet, shifted things, were real people, but then were idealized, or their gnosis was taken and it became even more so impacting people even though they're no longer around. And that would be a part of that ancient ancestor sect, right? So today we are coming in with the elevated ancestor of Martin Luther King. I'm feeling him come through like really intense. He is excited, y'all, like really happy about this shit, okay? So if you are American, bigs up to you, okay? If you like this message and what came through today, definitely hit the like button and subscribe, because they on my ass anyway. So we about to get a whole bunch of these over the next, couple months. So definitely tap in with us, okay? All right, let's fall in. Oh my God, okay. Ooh. Y'all. This one right here, I've been on her, I've been telling her. We're gonna get some things done, okay? Now, let's get into this because she done rambled on for a long time, okay? And it's stuff that I really need to say. First of all, hello. Thank you for having me and thank you for being here with me. Now, the next thing is that one big thing that we're gonna start talking about is the liberation of the mind, okay? Now, this is something Lauren has been working on for a very long time. I have watched her for over a decade. Watched her pull, pick, and prick at how to figure out exactly how to liberate the mind, the shackles on the mind of those that have been oppressed for decades and hundreds of years at a time. It is interesting. It is sweet. This gnosis and this understanding is something that the world needs at this time. Not only does the world need it, but we need it. African Americans and those of the diaspora that were involved in the transatlantic slave trade need this information so that they can understand how to step out of the systematic traumatized ideals and move themselves into a more free paradigm. When you enter a free paradigm outside of a paradigm that told you you could be nothing, have nothing, or do nothing because of the color of your skin, because of who your ancestors were, because of how your ancestors were manipulated and then separated and then destroyed. I need you to understand that as we are understanding our current predicament, we also must not seek to blame anyone else. For those of you who still hold the wounding of the mother, back in Africa, we look at our motherland and we say, why didn't they save us? How could they? They were disenfranchised, manipulated, coverted, and absolutely, in some places, demolished. Okay? Even in that, they were devoid of their power because they were convinced that their God was the Christian God. We need you to understand the rituals that took place. And I'm not here to talk to you about this, but there are many ritual rites that took place as slaves were brought from point A to point B. And because of that, your souls don't go back home. They stay here. Therefore, you are of here. And you need to stop looking over there and start looking over here. Does that make sense to you? Now, for some of you, it makes sense because some of you need to go over there to connect to what's over here. But for some of you, there's quite a few, you keep looking over there. It does not resonate with you for some reason. And it's because you need to be looking here. You need to understand that what they have, the lineage that they have, you can have and understand it here. You can honor what you have here. You can honor the history that we have here. You can hold pride and honor in the sacrifices that were made to let you live the life you live now, think the way you think now, free the way you are now, even though it is not quite perfect yet. It is better. Trust and believe that. And I want you to understand that you don't need that. Come on in here, baby. What you need is a sense of understanding about your stance in your lineage. What you need is an understanding of the African mind, therefore the African American mind, or the Afro-Caribbean mind, or the Afro-South American mind. Now look, we could go into all the countries, but this is not that day, okay? I need you to understand that throughout the diaspora, some of us have gained or had that power of knowing who we are, what we are, and the lineage that holds our line together. And therefore we can stand up straight, we can have pride, and we can project our voice, our vision, and our energy from the entities that back us. And we stay wise and live in that. But for some of us, we are still disenfranchised. We still don't understand that what is demonized is the power that is us. The power that is us is demonized. I need you to stop believing in that paradigm. I need you to eradicate it from your mind, your body, your energetic body, your thought forms. Your entire vibration needs to be eradicated of suppression, oppression, and delusions, mass delusions of the system that oppresses and suppresses you. To completely and utterly remove these ideals from your consciousness. Therefore, you are no longer subject to internalized racism, internalized suppression and oppression. Let's move in deeper. Women to understand and detox and remove the internalized patriarchy and misogyny, to understand your worth, to understand the power that the woman holds in our lives, what she carries, the portal that she is. She is the peacemaker and the way maker. She holds the energetic foundation of a family. When a woman cannot hold the foundation, the family will crumble. And often the reason for this is because there is a man who cannot support her in the making of that foundation. Does this make sense to you? Gender roles are now changing within your society, but the energetic roles have not. And you must understand the power within it and incorporate it into your new ideals of your role that you choose to create in any given relationship, and the roles that you take on within your societal structure, and you're permeating it. And I will say this one time, because some of y'all ain't learned it yet. You keep getting into the same situations. So I'm going to say it once. And I want you to remember this. All skin folk ain't kin folk. I need you to understand that who and what is on the other side of releasing these energies these egregores of oppression and suppression, these egregores of racism, these egregores of misogyny and patriarchy, tapping into the egregore of matriarchal relationship, society, support. I'm using the word egregore, but I would prefer to use the word collective thought. The human collective thought grid is quite big, and some are so ancient that regardless of anything that the human race at this time will create, with the most people that have ever walked the earth, there will still be thought forms of old that are much, much more powerful. And for many of you, you have the keys and the rights to it within you, within your DNA, within your blood, within all that you are. But this right here, this ego, push that motherfucker out of the driving seat, please. They need to sit in the back seat or tie them up in the trunk. Because right now, it's time for you to get a fucking handle on your life. Do you understand me? Yeah, I said it. Because I want you to understand that that stuff that you're dealing with, it needs to stop. And the only way it's going to stop is if you take life by the hands. Okay? No more playing. No more games. Either you're about it or you're not. In my lifetime, I have dealt with a lot. But you know what? I was about that life. I stood on business every day. And sometimes I wasn't always quite right with the way I handled my personal affairs. But when it comes to my work, my purpose, the way that I moved, I was committed, baby. I wasn't letting anyone get in my way. You hear me? I had the audacity. And that's what you need. The audacity to be yourself. The audacity to make it better for you and everyone that comes after you. It don't have to be everybody. It don't have to be a weight of the world on your shoulders. Fuck that shit. It could just be for you and your kin, for your brother, for your sister, for your mother, your father, your daughter, your son. Do it for those that come after you. And understand that like a pebble dropped into a puddle, you're gonna ripple out, baby, and affect a lot of people. You have no idea what your existence is doing as it ripples out into every person that you've ever spoken to, met, gave a key, a knowledge, opened a door for, spoken life into. The endless ripples across the fractality of all interactions through your time here. It creates waves through the spiritual realm. And if you are listening to this, you need to be able to see how unfuckwittable you are. I like finding somebody like this vessel right here because she don't have no filter on these lips, even for me. which is nice because I had a strong filter in life. So I might sound a little different than what you're used to, but I damn sure know it's gonna hit hard because that's what you need right now. Wake up. Stop playing games. This is your time. This is your rise. Do what you can to get it done. Don't stop. Be relentless. Keep your foot on their neck. If you gotta waterboard a nigga to get them to understand, not for real, but you know what, symbolically, understand your forward movement is them drowning in it. Drowning in their own reflection of how stupid they're being. How dumb they're allowing themselves to perceive and be. Understand who you are being, what you are doing, and why. It's time to break the shackles off of you. It's time to get the key. It's time for the shackles on your mind to be broken. It's time for the children that you bear to not be chained by you. I encourage you to be you. Leave all the rest behind, because that's not you. That's programming. That's indoctrination. That's propaganda. That's racism. That's oppression. That's patriarchy. That's the church playing on your mind. It's not about what you believe. It's about the chaotic, unorganized, unaligned with the divine thought forms that are infecting you and affecting you. The way that you're perceiving your reality and the way that you're perceiving life and the way you move through it. And until you take them sorry ass glasses off, your rise will always feel like a struggle. And living will always feel like a battle. But when you let that go and you rise up out of that, and you have pride in who you are and where you come from and what is holding you up, there is nothing that can stop you from accomplishing what you need to do, where you need to go. All things will align. All people will be placed in position. And all things will move as you need it. Because when you are prepared to receive the mantle of the divine upon your life, you are prepared to release all dogma, all bias, everything that does not serve that purpose. And right now, for the collective of us, our people, and our culture, it is time for us to release this thought form, this shackle, this oppressor, this bias, this limitation. To think change will come from this thought form, from this perspective, is ignorant. You must step out of it and have the experience of in it and out of it in order to change it and in order to maintain its change. May the light of the Creator be with you, illuminating all the dark, oppressive, non-subservient, and subservient thought forms you have. Biases, racism, conservative, whatever it is that doesn't quite make sense within you, who you are, the contradictions, the behaviors, the patterns, that which you subscribe to that does not help you or your people or your culture at large be eradicated. So it is. Amun. Y'all, I need a new fucking chair, okay? God damn. Back support, okay? I hope that this channeling was as dope as it seemed to me, because like, nigga, what? I do be cursing a lot, so like, it does influence my channel. So sorry for y'all. This channel has a potty mouth. So I hope that you tapped in, tuned in, and learned something about yourself today, that something was illuminated for you in the way that you are elevating, processing, and tapping in, doing your motherfucking thing, okay? I hope that this has been a really good experience for you, and I will see you on the next one. If you like this content, okay, first of all, if that shit hit, definitely like, period, because I could like my own video, nigga. That shit was hot. But did you like it? Like it, okay? Now, if you want to hear more, if you want to see more, definitely comment down below. Give me a heart. Tell me, run that shit again. Tell me something. Tell me something. Tell me, I don't know. What do you want them to say? Comment king down below if y'all want to get another message from MLK, and definitely hit the subscribe button, okay? I love you guys. Stay high, stay vibing, and goddamn, keep fucking thriving, okay? Keep thriving, keep moving in alignment with your highest I, and if a motherfucker want to smoke, let them ancestors give it to him. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.